What's up, man? Good
I'm
back.
good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Good,
How you doing,
good.
bro? Okay. Oh, sorry. I must keep saying. Oh, sorry. I was so sorry. Okay. Oh, right. Let's okay. The name Edify. How what is it your real name or is it your musical name? Tell me about it.
Yeah, for sure. I know we got
Okay.
disconnected last time. Yeah, bro. So I've had this name for about 10 years. My government, my real name is Nick. Um, but
Okay.
yeah, like, it was just a name that spiritually came about. I felt it like it was placed on my heart. And the name actually means to build, enlighten, and inform for the gospel. So one of the biggest things that I've been able to do over the past 10 years is basically bring together groups of people, different artists, different DJs, whatever the case may be, from different cities. And so that name has definitely had a spiritual connotation over my life, and has definitely like been something that I've lived by. So yeah, that's what edify means.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Good one. Okay. When you decide to go into music now, because trust me, here in Nigeria, our parents always have a way of telling us to stop doing things we want to do. You understand? So I was saying, so when you decided to go into music, at first, okay, what were the challenges you encountered, or you faced? Do you have any support from your family, friends? Do you really have that full support? Tell me about it.
Yeah. That's actually a very interesting question, man, with a long answer, but I'll try to keep it short. When I started doing music, I was already saved. So I knew the Lord, and it was something that I kind of added to my life. And I wanted to reach people with it. But before I was
Okay.
saved, I was a big fan of a lot of artists that definitely weren't trying to unify, definitely weren't
Yeah.
in the Christian hip hop scene. So, I grew up I'm from Detroit originally, actually Livonia,
Okay.
Michigan, which is about 15 minutes away from Detroit. So I was a
Okay.
big fan of Eminem. I was a big fan of Gucci. Listened to a lot of that stuff, a lot of that hood rat stuff, man, back in the day.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, man, when I got saved and started doing music, I had a lot of support from family and friends. And then a few years ago, I took a break from music, and I had some health problems. I actually dealt with some mental illness. And when I came
Okay.
out of that, I started doing music again, and I didn't make explicitly Christian hip hop. So a lot of my family kind of didn't support for a minute. But when I came back to the Lord fully and recommitted my life, yeah, man, I had a lot of support from friends, family, my local city here in Grand Rapids. So yeah, bro, hopefully that answers your question.
Okay, okay, good. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. Okay. Let me. I don't know. I want you to educate us about rap. Okay. Most times, I don't know. Most in the year in Nigeria, they think hip hop is a way. Hip hop is not an element to support the gospel. So think about it. I think hip hop songs are wrong. They are not supposed to be used in the church and everything. So tell me about it. So do you think you're a rapper? So I believe you can tell me. So how do you use hip hop to transform, to give salvation, to push the message of Christ to people? Tell me about it. Yeah.
That's interesting. It's interesting that that's happening in Nigeria, because when I first started doing music, a lot of the churches in Detroit didn't support it, especially
Okay.
traditional black churches. A lot of traditional black churches, Baptist churches, they weren't really having it. They didn't like it. They didn't support it, like you said, as an element of bringing the gospel. I think, the biggest thing is just being authentic, authenticity, and being yourself, and really showing that you have favor, really showing that you are somebody who loves the Lord. Like, that attracts a lot of people, and it changed a lot of minds. So I just recommend that for any artist who feels like they're getting a pushback from their local church or whatever the case may be. Just be authentic. And then obviously in my music, I have some music where it's explicitly gospel, and then I have some music that's just about real life. So I mean, um, I think it's harder for the church to accept the music that's just real life. But at the same time, I think it's, like I said, it's important to just be yourself, and you know, God is going to shine through you regardless of what people think.
Yeah, true. Okay, good. Right now, okay, good. Now, I've watched so many of your videos, and trust me, you're in Nigeria. We feel your songs. We love your songs. We love you, and it's
Man,
good. So,
not trying to interrupt you, but Africa in general, but especially Nigeria, man, they've been rocking with me for a while, like way before this album came out. And I
yeah,
appreciate you guys, like I really do. I want to do a tour out there very soon. I tried to do one right before COVID happened. I wanted to go to
yeah,
Ghana,
okay.
Nigeria, and South Africa.
Wow.
But I wasn't able to get it happening because of the COVID stuff. But yeah, man.
Okay, yeah, okay, true. Okay, can you just? I don't know. It might be a secret, too. It might be a secret, but just tell us a little bit of a secret. How do you write your songs? Because your album is really on point, on this 100% on point. So tell me, can you just give us a little secret? How do you write your lyrics? How do you do it? Tell me, how do you
Yeah,
do it?
man. Great question. I actually, so if you go to my website, edifysounds.com, I
Yeah.
offer production, I offer songwriting, and I offer
Okay.
artist development. So not only do I write my own music, but I help others learn how to write, and I also write for some artists. So my process is actually really simple, man. I just kind of like observe real life and go through my day, and if something hits me, I write it in my phone. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something like a lyric. It can just be an event that happened that I want to make into a song, you know. So I'll write that in my phone. Sometimes I hear melodies in my head, and I'll record it on my phone and then go back to the studio later and track it, even if there's no words to it. So that's the beginning of my writing process. And then when I actually sit down and write, I actually do it on the computer. I have a Word document open, and I basically write it like it's a paper. I structure it. So I take a lot of random ideas from my phone, put it on the paper, and then restructure it into a song. That's usually how I do it.
Okay. Oh, nice. Good. Nice. Okay. Nice one. So, okay, who is your role model when it comes to music? Who was your role model when it comes to music? Tell me about it. Your role model when it comes to music.
Who is my what? I'm not sure what you're saying.
Your role model, yeah, when it comes to music.
Role
Yes.
model. Yeah. Man, when I was in the world, I'd probably say an Eminem. I don't really listen to him anymore. I don't really resonate with it. And then I would say when I first started doing Christian hip hop, Andy Mineo is one of them. And I've actually performed with Andy, I think, twice in my career. So I've opened for him twice in Detroit. And so, yeah, he's definitely somebody that's inspired me. He's really solid as far as his beliefs, and he's got really good music, and I've just really looked up to and appreciated what he's done.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. So trust me. Okay, here in Nigeria, music, upcoming artists doesn't really have the support from the parents. The parents wanted to become an accountant, a doctor. What you stand, that you said. So you stand. So what I want you to advise them. I want you to tell them. You stand. So what do you have to tell them if you are in that position? If you are in that shoes, what will you do? What do you have to tell them? Tell me about it.
I think my answer would be appreciated by the parents and by the rappers. And what I mean by
Okay.
that is I'm actually in grad school myself right now. I'm getting my master's degree in clinical mental health counseling.
Wow.
So I'm becoming a counselor as I'm doing music, as I'm a father, as I work a job. So I mean, and I do production work. So I'm in a lot of different areas of life. But my biggest thing, man, is you got to have a plan B. I think it's good too to have a plan B because then you can fund the music with your money. If you're not getting income from a job, you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to pay for mixing and mastering or production. You're not going to be able to pay for promotion. You're not going to be able to do a lot of things that you have to as an artist to be relevant and to gain a fan base. So I would say you know, obviously if you don't want to be a doctor, don't go and be a doctor while you're rapping. But if it's something that you could see yourself doing and you think it's worth it, I would go do that and be a rapper. I think if you're a grinder, if you're somebody who is really passionate about what you do, you're going to find ways to fund the music and fund your artistry.
Okay, good. I want to say, okay, last, okay, your album right now, your album is really, your album, so tell me, but your album is really on point, so, like I said earlier, it's on point, so tell me, what inspired you to your album? What really inspired you to write that album? What the inspiration behind that album? Yeah.
Yeah. So the album is called Higher Calling, which is, you know, what I believe we're called to when we accept Christ in our life. We're called to a higher calling. We have a different set of possibilities in our life. We have a different set of expectations in our life. And so the song, or the album, excuse me, was based on that principle, but it was also about me coming back to the faith. Because like I said earlier when we were talking, I kind of walked away for a little bit and had to refine my faith. I had people come into my life that helped me tremendously, where they allowed me to just vent and share what was going on in my life. And then I was able to come back to God and just start talking to God again. And so I got back on track. You know, sometimes we're in this valley in life where we're just low and we feel like we can't get out of it, but God can restore us back to the mountaintop. And so Higher Calling is about that story of me, you know, dealing with mental health issues, dealing with problems in my life, and God coming alongside me and me refining my faith and getting back to that mountaintop. So that's what the album's about. That's what inspired me to write it.
Okay, I want to say, okay. Lastly, if I let you go, is done. So when we hope to see you one day, Nigeria soon. Trust me, I want to see you because I love your songs, I love your music. Is that so? Okay, good. Okay, what we tell people who are trying to pursue their dreams, who are trying to become the better person of their life? What do you think? Do you think all things are possible? So tell me about it. What's your advice towards people? Mostly artists, DJs, entertainers, and everything. What's advice towards them?
Three things. Three things. You need to have the knowledge. Okay, you need to have the work ethic, which is consistency, doing something repetitively over and over until you finally get the result you want. And then the last thing is you need to have faith. And that includes a relationship with God, that includes a prayer life, that includes reading the Word. I think those three things are super important. But the biggest thing for me, man, is, you know, consistency and continuing on even when you feel like, you know, it's not going to work out. Because so many people get discouraged and then they quit. And I think if you continue going, you know, eventually you're going to get through that dirt and find some gold. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest piece of advice is, like, obviously don't give up. You know, if you feel called to it, if you have a desire to do it, like, go do it.
Yeah, then do it. Do it.
Yeah. So that's my biggest piece of advice. But when I say knowledge, I mean getting the understanding to figure out how things work. You know, there's a lot of things in music you have to understand to be successful, not just musically, but also with marketing, also with putting shows together, also with social media and knowing how to put yourself out there on those platforms. So, you know, you need to do your research, you need to study, get the knowledge base, have faith, pray, read your word. And then, like I said, the last thing is just don't give up, be consistent.
All right. I want to say, honestly, I'm so say I'm really blessed by you today. I'm inspired by you. I want to tell you that I love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll say thank you so much for being a part of my show, man. I'm so thank you so much. I'm grateful. I would love to see you one day soon. Then be me and you physically talking on the TikTok table.
Yeah, that'd be a huge blessing, bro. Thank you so much for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for to take your time and being on my show, man. I'm grateful. for Nigeria down to Michigan. God bless you, man. See you next time. Yeah, bye. Bye for now.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.